I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this Bahamaland to the foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this light may be too bright here. Maybe fix that. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are well out there in the land of the living. It's a beautiful day. Grateful to be with you. Always happy to be with you as we continue to be able to jam and talk about where we are in this country for growth and development as we move with passion and determination, not only into the future, but definitely this year into a general election. I know you guys are excited to be able to talk about those things. I am here, guys. If you like it, if you're looking at me on Facebook or if you're looking at me on YouTube, please like and share, Let persons know that we're out here and we're talking. I got to keep this slot. I got to be able to keep an active conversation, not just for the purposes of you knowing where I am, but also me being able to prepare myself and move into the space of radio. As you know, we're working assiduously to be able to ensure that we have everything in place to be on air by the end of this month. So we're working feverishly to make those particular things happen, and we're hoping that we can be able to touch that that deadline that we got. That's self-imposed, but we want to be able to ensure that we're in a good position, that we can make some things happen. And so we're working towards that. I want to thank you guys so very kindly for being able to be here with us today. It's a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company, guys. Make sure you check us out on, I'm looking right now, I'm trying to be able to put this thing on Facebook, I'm looking right now on Facebook to put this thing on Facebook so we can be able to be here in this position so we can do all these things, right? But I'm here with you, and we are jamming today. I know a lot of things that we're going to be able to talk about today, so let's get ourselves prepared to be able to do that and have this kind of a great conversation with you today. Am I overexposed, guys? I'm hoping that I'm not too bright. I can fix the light. I'm hoping that I'm not too bright. I'm looking at this thing, and I'm just hoping that I'm not too bright. I try to be able to fix it up so we can be able to be in a good position. But we're here with you guys, and we're talking. Guys, make sure you go and pick up your bottle of water. We've been talking about this, man. Make sure you go down there and pick up Crystal Select. Let me tell you that. Crystal Select. Go pick up your Crystal Select. It's going to be in East Street South. Give me a call, 325-1415, and they can take good care of you. This is not only just some potable water for you to be able to consume in your family, for you to be able to have to hydrate, but also it prepares you if you're in a business space or in other spaces, you want to be able to get some things done. You can do that with being able to put your sticker out there and put all this information out there. So you can go and do that and get those things taken care of right there at Crystal Select. They can be able to take good care of you. Also got to shout out my good decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They get everything laid out for you. Make sure you go and check them out. They are located on Blue Hill Road South, right across the street from the Golden Gate Shopping Plaza. You're going to be able to hit them up, 323 1 AFS. They can be able to hit you up, tell you all about how you can be able to get your stuff insured and get yourself taken care of. So they will formally be on board with us as time progresses, and we can be able to do those things. So you'll be able to see everything as we get online and on radio and all these particular spaces. So we got to do what we got to do and make these things happen whilst we out here in the land of the living. Guys, let's talk about some things, man. This morning, I think I want to start it off with this conversation of what's been happening out there in the constituency of St. James. Now, I am indifferent with what is happening out there, I can be honest with you, right? I don't understand what's happening. I just putting this thing out here, guys. Don't fight me, okay? I don't know what's happening. I don't understand what's happening. From the purposes of being able to see exactly what's happening in the Free National Movement, I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea as to what they're doing. I have no idea. I have no idea what the organization is doing, how they're going to be able to do those things. I am baffled, because we would have heard from leadership in the organization, and leadership would have been able to tell us with specificity that we're enthusiastic about the fact that the ambassador for the PLP, who's been identified as the ambassador at large, even given consideration to jump into politics. We love that. We love the fact to be able to hear another man is out here being able to do a great deal of things. We want to encourage him to keep moving forward. We believe that there's great things ahead for him, yada, yada, blah, 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 so forth and so on. Okay, so we could accept that, right? But we also know that Shannon Cartwright, in his particular capacity, has been vying for this position for a long time. We also know that even from the murmurings and this sort of an idea of being able to see a new constituency in the city of Nassau, on the island of Nassau more specifically, we know that Shannon Cartwright was enthusiastic and energetic about being able to move towards that. We also know that he was shut out in the constituency of St. Barnabas. In more than one way, he found himself in this particular capacity where his time had come. I think that that constituency, whose allegiance, for the most part, in the inner city has been to the PLP, if we look at a historic aspect of these particular things, their allegiance have been the PLP. Their design has been specifically the PLP, and he was able to capture their hearts, their minds, and their imaginations for 2 election cycles. 2 election cycles. He did well. He caught the bus on a wave, and he was able to get in. Now, when the wave came again, he was one of the only, or one of few, very few rather, that was able to hold on when everything was shifting. Can I say this to you? Can we just be honest and have this kind of a clear conversation? Shannon he did amazing as it relates to being able to pertain that particular seat. He did good. He empowered those people, and just like how people are, they were indifferent with him as time progressed. And so they started to say things like, well, I don't know where he is, and I don't know what this, and yeah, they took on a different position with him, and we didn't necessarily know exactly was what. So I think he felt the rumblings and was able to kind of, take a temperature of the environment and understand that that was it for him. And I believe that's what it is. I believe he understood that, hey, listen, let's not push it. We did well for the first 2 shots. That's it for him. All right, so as a result of that kind of a posture, with him understanding that that's it for him, the Free National Movement, based upon what I understand, after there was significant murmurings about the disgruntled posture of the former senator and, T.Y. torchbearer president. I think he was president. Jamal Moss, who had just been working the ground in the constituency of South Beach for some time. They tell him, go walk the ground in South Beach. And so he's walking the ground in South Beach for some time and doing all what he has to do and making sure that he's in a good position to make these particular things happen. And then all of a sudden, bam, there's a super session that takes place. Boodle ends up in North Abaco. Darren Henfield is out. And now Darren Henfield is in Nassau, right? Catch a flight, bam, he's in Nassau. And he's in the constituency. And beyond that, in the constituency, he's ratified for the particular position. And Jamal Moss, being the good F&M that he is, said nothing. He didn't say anything, right? Now, Cassius Stewart, when this happened to him with Filippo down in Eleuthera, he said something, right? The constituency in North Abaco, where Boodle was placed, they said something. But Jamal Moss, he didn't say anything. I think he was disgruntled. I think he was indifferent. I think he was upset. But I think he had decided to take on this kind of a position that he won't say anything. And so he didn't say anything. And he held on to hope that something would happen for him. And I didn't understand what it was. And so I did have a conversation with him. And he decided off the record that he wouldn't say anything and he wouldn't do this and he wouldn't do that. So I wouldn't provide you that information of what we spoke about. But I just couldn't understand. I was baffled that he would continue to be able to take this kind of a posture and not to be able to throw salt in the wound, but this is the way that the F&M has treated him over the years. He has been the proverbial, you remember the rag dolls, the Raggedy Ann and Andy, that you get slap around and all these things like that? They come look beat up, but you could beat them up a little bit more. Raggedy Ann and Andy. He has been the proverbial Raggedy Ann and Andy. And the party has used him in the posture where he says, I'm willing to be used. Use me however, not my will but yours. This kind of is kind of a yielding to the organization. Not my will but your will be done. With my life, take my life. This is too much, Jamal. Long story short, Jamal has been tapped for the nomination for the constituency of St. Barnabas. This is what we're understanding. We await the official results. We await the official information that come to the forefront. But what we are made to understand is that Jamal has been tapped, identified for the constituency of St. Barnabas. Oh, I don't know whether or not, well, I don't know. I guess you only, in any organization, you only can eat what you kill. And if you're good with being able to present in these particular things, then it says to me that maybe you don't have that kind of a confidence in yourself. This is not going to be an easy seat to win. Nothing is impossible when it comes to politics, but there is an improbability. And there is sort of a very clear path that you're going to have a rough road ahead. I mean, that's to say the least. That's to say the least. You can get the bare minimum, you can have a rough road ahead, and history will be able to speak of you in the language that you had the enthusiasm to step forward, but never being able to capture the victory that you sought after. If you're really seeking after victory. You understand? Like I said, I don't want to do this again if I ain't gonna win. I don't want to do this casually. I'm sitting here thinking about West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Not Bimini. Bimini is off the map now. I'm sitting here thinking about West Grand Bahama. I'm sitting here and I'm believing, I say if I go to West Grand Bahama, I could get about 450 votes to 500 votes right off the top. I will take those votes from Omar and Tony. Tony will capture some votes also. I know her. It's one of my best friend's mother. I know her. Let's just be clear. Let's be clear about these things. If I go in West Grand, Bahama, and I run independent, I can get about 450 to 500 votes. Do I want that? Hell no. I don't have time to be playing games like that, wasting my time to be walking up and down for 500 votes. Do I just want to be able to scream at the status quo and say, yes, this is the way? No, I can do that from this microphone or any microphone that I pick up by being able to establish myself. I can speak with clarity. If I go, I want to win. I've already done the wet your foot thing. It is time for skinny dipping now, right? Can we get an amen? Jesus. It's time to jam. If we can jam, we can jam. And that's the capacity that we're going to be in. Let's be clear about these things. And so I look at Jamal and I try to figure out for myself, is your enthusiasm of being able to support the organization merely that you are on a ticket, or do you want to be a part of the winning team? I guess everybody in the organization gets a ring when you win. You get something, you get recognition, you get, whatever you get. But I still want my jersey in the rafters. Not in a bad way. Just me, this is Howard. If I can do it, I can go again after the whole hog. I want the whole hog, let's do it. You see? Some things I don't have a problem of being able to, if a financial pursuit and all us being able to get something, I don't have no problem being able to take this tie, this hog tie. Yes, praise God. But if it's for victory, you don't get a portion of victory. You either get the whole thing or you don't. And so I don't understand this, right? I don't understand this sort of a concept that says, well, let's go after a portion of the victory. Let's give them a good fight. I don't have time for that in my life anymore. With humility, I say that to you. If I go after it, I will be defeated after giving my all in the event that I am defeated. I can't go after it casually anymore. It doesn't make sense. I have to be calculated. I'm getting too old for this stuff now. Getting too old for this stuff now. We gotta give our all. We gotta be able to get victory. It's just me. And so, back on track to what we were saying, Jamal Moss has been identified for the constituency of St. Barnabas. And so we're looking for that ratification to happen by the end of this month. Now, if the PLP's language is indicating that by the end of this month, from the chairman, that the Prime Minister wants to wrap this up, the Free National Movement needs to be able to move with the same kind of swiftness to ensure that these things are wrapped up in preparation for what I believe, and we can talk about this in the second half, will be the calling of an election. This is what I believe. Humbly, I say this to you with humility. Let's just do this. Okay. So Rick Fox has taken on this very strong position and indicated that he's indifferent with what's happening, and he believes that persons should be given an opportunity. He wrote this big monologue about his history and his contribution and his family and all these things like that. I care not to read the entire thing. I didn't read the entire thing. I'm just going to be honest with you. You would want to believe that I did, but I didn't. I just didn't. I didn't. Okay? Don't fight me. Or fight me. It's up to you. But I didn't read the entire thing. I started to read it and I said, and I put it down. Okay? There's a different level of respect because he's been groomed from and matured in business from a different position. He's been groomed and matured in business in a different jungle. He doesn't understand the rules and regulation that govern this jungle. There isn't this sort of genuflection to the traditions and the norms that exist in this jungle. And those dotted zebras, which is an anomaly unto itself, that exist in our jungle, continue to be able to gravitate towards them because they are already indifferent. They were never a part of the norm. And so any other indifference, they always gravitate towards. This kind of a weird thing also. And that's what we've seen. The Free National Movement, but let's take it from the top. He's come into this particular space, being able to do some stuff. I can give you some information that's a little bit deeper. He came into this country looking to do business. He came in this country as an opportunity, and I've already said this to you. Now, I have family that live in California, some of the highest taxes you want to see in life. I have family that live in this particular space, and if his residence was in California, it's a difficult thing to be able to survive in there if you don't have the movie roles and the series roles and the this roles and the that roles, if you don't do those things. He has an agent, he has a manager, he has all these things that he needs to pay on a month-to-month basis, and you need to ensure that you have those monies available. If he doesn't have that, then he's drying up in Hollywood. And if you're drying up in Hollywood, then what you here for? All you're doing is racking up bills. You're racking up bills. He's separated from his wife, and there's a great deal of things that is happening. Now, this ain't to me to be disparaging about him. I'm simply saying, mathematically, if we look at the numbers on a paper, if we look at the course of time that was traveled in these particular instances, this is the decision that he had to make. This was not necessarily the worst decision to be made. He still has prestige associated with his name. He has a good name. And as a result of that good name, he knows that favor will follow him. It's just simple. Favor will follow him. And favor has followed him. Favor has followed him in this particular this space. And so he came here, he presented himself accordingly to the government. He was trying to do some stuff, I know this personally. He's trying to do some stuff outside of the prestige or the auspices of the government. Outside and trying to be able to find himself strategically in a position. And after he was mentioned as a potential partner, he was then introduced to leadership. And as a result of that, I don't know what conversation ensued, he found himself in a position of ambassador at large for the Bahamas. And so the relationship, as a result of being able to get a direct connection to leadership in the country, those other relationships that were initially fueling him to get to this particular capacity, for the most part, he cut those things off. This is what happened. As he got there, there was this projected idea of being able to acquire a piece of land for development purposes. And so some things did not go the way that he desired. It's just simple. It's just everything ain't gonna always go your way because, he's a charming guy. I mean, charming guy. He's a charming guy. And he reminds me of... I don't know, like a Clark Kent, a mulatto Clark Kent. Chiseled jawline. The only thing he needs is that kind of a curl, the drop here, right here, in the middle of the head. Yeah, he has a dazzling smile. This is a charming guy. Yeah, and that's I can't take that away from him. I wouldn't dare. But the truth is that those particular things don't necessarily always work in a different territory. You may have been able to flash a smile, my name is Rick Fox, in different jurisdictions. Even here you get some access to it. But when it comes to major business, when it comes to the decision that the government needs to make, the PLP and the FNM will tell you the same thing. There's a long line waiting for things. We just can't go ahead and give you and don't take care of who we got to take care of. Let's shoot straight. And this is what I think he was met with. He did not get some of the approvals that he wanted to be able to get. What he envisioned. If he had gotten that, you would have never seen him. If he had gotten that, you would have never, ever seen him in the light of formality, making pronouncements of what his desires were as it relates to contribution. He, in the jungle that he came from, it is every man for themselves. And he's displaying those characteristics in this space where we rely on community. It's morphing. We're becoming cold and heartless, just like the Americans. We're becoming cold and heartless, just like the Americans. But there was historically this idea that this socialist idea that existed in our community that we can take care of our brothers, that we be our brother's keeper. Things have shifted. We've gotten to a point in a position now that it says that every man for himself. And so we could feel that grip loosing, that the grip and conviction of community loosing, and its strength not being able to be there anymore. But Rick Fox is of a different nature entirely. He had to learn to be cutthroat. And that ain't because his character, that's his character. That's just, this is the nature of the environment, the nature of the beast in the United States of America. You have to check for numero uno. You have to be number one on your list, or else you will fall by the wayside. You will end up on what's the lane what they call in California, on Sunset Boulevard? I don't know. Some lane where a bunch of people are. I can't remember. It'll come to me, right? You'll end up there. You'll end up in the gutter. You'll end up in Tent City. You'd end up in these particular spaces if you don't check for you, if you don't make sure that you do your business properly. I cannot fight Rick Fox for being able to display the characteristics and being able to show exactly who the city, who the country, who the state has made him be. His exposure, his relationships, his development, for the most part, his maturity as a man has been amongst lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. This is who he is. I don't expect him to detach himself from that. He's always he's like a mullet. You know what a mullet is? They have he's a proverbial economic mullet. So he gives you the charm at the forefront, right? Well, he'd be an opposite of a mullet. He gives you the party and the charm at the forefront, but in the back is business. It's all business. So he's a reverse mullet. There's business in the front and party in the back. But he puts the party up front. He makes you feel comfortable. He smiles with you and makes sure that everything is good. He embraces you. He talks well to you. He knows how to navigate these particular spaces. But he is one of the lions and tigers and bears. It's just what it is. Don't see this as a bad thing. Too much in our society, you move off and you're fueled off emotion. This is nothing to do with emotion. This is who he is. Now, the only thing that we have in this particular instance, as he says that he's moving towards being able to vie for the constituency of St. James, as he's saying that, our only position now is trying to be able to wait and see. Will he get the support? Will persons being able to walk behind him? Will they give him the support to be able to say that we believe that he can do well? Will he get those particular things? These are the questions that we have. And through it all, I don't care how much time he hit Michael Pintard and the Free National Movement with the same charm. I know it. I know it. He's like Squidward's cousin, the chiseled one with the mole here. He's charming. I know it. When he smiled, there's a radiant light that beams upon you and you forget everything, like one of those ray guns from Men in Black. I know it. I know it. From they asked Michael Pintard, what are your thoughts about Rick Fox being able to present himself in the next general election? Well, I think Rick Fox is great. He's a great Bahamian man. He's done a great deal of contributions for the country. He's done this, he's done that. Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, there is pleasantries and formality, but then there's a line that you cross, my brother, with the besando, bésame, but you, there's a lot. Un besito is a little, pero mucho, ay Dios mío, is too much. It's too much. And I look at it and I say, what's going on here? And just given a general accolades of a man and showering him with his and bestowing this sort of this prestige upon him that needs to be articulated by leadership in this country for the worth and value that he is an ambassador for the PLP. There's no two ways. He serves at the pleasure of the Prime Minister. And when he decided to be able to pivot from that particular posture and position, the Minister of Foreign Affairs didn't even blink. He said he should do the honorable thing. Simple. He should do the honorable thing. The honorable thing was not done, but he says that he should do the honorable thing. Okay. Okay, we're watching this. We're watching it with significant interest. And as we watch it and we make this particular determination, we don't see the enthusiasm pouring out of the organization for Chalanon. Then, after the formation of this particular seat and the formality of it coming to the forefront, and even after the House of Assembly has been able to pass it to ensure that they can move with the 2 additional seats in Bimini and Barry Islands and in St. James, the constituency, after Rick Fox has said that he's being able to put himself to the forefront, and I want to read that story, I'm going to get that story for you. After he says that he's putting himself out there and coming to the forefront to be able to do this, Michael Pintard was approached again. And in the midst of Michael Pintard being approached yet again, they asked him, what are your thoughts? Michael Pintard did an absolute horrid thing. He refrained from comment. Michael Pintard, what are you doing? What do you mean? What are you doing? Michael Pintard decided not to comment about Rick Fox in the constituency of St. James. Blew my mind. You know my mind going crazy. You know I going crazy with this kind of a thought pattern of what could possibly happen? Why did he take on this position? Why did he decide to sit in the space of neutrality after he would have already showered Rick Fox with relentless accolades about his endeavors locally and abroad? Why now, when formality has presented itself, that you decide to be able to pull back? Something is not right. Something is not right. I can't put my finger on it, but I know something's a little fishy here. And it's not less kind of a fresh fish slice. It's a dead old fish that's been sitting out there and flies have accumulated on it. And then on the side of the fish is a rat. So I'm smelling an old fish and rat. There's something afoot. I'm hearing murmurs about shifting from persons considering shifting from one constituency to another. I'm hearing rumors about the potential of indifference that exists in there and the rejection of someone who sat in strategic positions of the organization. I'm hearing rumors about the possibility that if there's a shift and anything happens, if the consideration moves in another direction, then yet again, the proverbial Raggedy Ann and Andy will be out. I'm hearing the rumors. I'm hearing the rumors. Let me get back. We can talk a little bit more about where we are in the country, how these things are happening, and being able to make a determination to move forward out here. Guys, if you want to give me a call, I'd love you to do so. Give me a call, 827-0111, 827-0111. We're going to take this quick commercial break, guys, and be right back after this.
Taking Bahamian music to the world.
This DJ
Sampler. Hit that subscribe button like a goatskin drum.
Hello, Ricky. This Johnny Gate, man. Listen, nobody's trying to keep us locked down. They want us to go outside and kill on bars and just break it straight, man. That's sweet music. You know why they go there. You know when they go there, it's kill on bars. Watch this. When the music plays, I'm the first one to dance. Sexy gal gon' whine on me while my rum in my hand. Reggae spread so sweet, don't think you understand. I go in to mash up the place every time I go by the farm. I always get drinking till I lose and I wet. Nobody gon' watch me if I can't bad and I sweat. On your market set, drunk but I ain't missing a step. Man, if you ain't feel the vibe, then stay over there by yourself. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. When Reagan's great returns, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. Get him, Ricky! Just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that way. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake and say, just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that way. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake and say, just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that way. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny. When the music plays, I'm the first one to dance.
Yo, bust it, play something. Bust it, my lord.
Reggae step so sweet, don't think you understand. Man, banging on woman, banging back on a man. I always get drinking till I lose and I wet. Nobody gon' watch me if I can't bad and I sweat. On your market set, drunk but I ain't missing a step. Man, if you ain't feel a vibe, then stay over there by yourself. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. Get him, Ricky! Just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that way. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake and say, 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 like to fish with Johnny.
3 a.m. and I'm waiting for the sun. Lost track of the days, man. Look at this, ain't no fun. Cell phone in my left hand, TV on my right. My mouth action drivers, there ain't no rum inside. Longing for the days when I was wild and free. Out to everything was lit, not a care or worry. Now it's like I've joined the
Yo,
clan of
bust it, play something. Bust it, my lord.
The Bahamian music ambassador. DJ Sampler.
Yo, bust it, play something. Bust it, my lord.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm waiting for the sun. Lost track of the days, man. Look at this, ain't no fun. Cell phone in my left hand, TV on my right. My mouth action drivers, there ain't no rum inside. Longing for the
Yo, bust it, bass sampler. Bust it, mothers.
His name was Arthur, he was my papa. He loved to whistle, boy he was good. Plowing the field or catching fish, you could hear Papa whistling like this. Oh, whistle Papa, you whistle so sweet. Hey. He was a Cat Island man, a gentleman. He said to be kind to all mankind. A choir master in Ebenezer, in Dumfries at the church upon the hill. Oh, aye. So fascinating to see someone whistle in harmony, and the look on his face.
And we are back. Is this worse? I tried to fix this damn light. Is this worse? Don't worry about it, guys. I'm going to be able to get this taken care of. We're back. We're jamming with you, being able to talk about these things. Essentially, I just wanted to be able to get clear, right? So that's what this lights. I got a bunch of lights around me, and I want to get a good feel. One of these lights is an older light, and so it gives me that sort of candescent yellow thing. That's what you're seeing right here. But I'll be able to fix that and take care of that. Guys, it's a beautiful day. Grateful to be in your company. And we're just going to push through this and have a good conversation with you. When we left off, we were just talking about some things that were happening in the constituency of St. James as we're looking at these things. And it's just peculiar to me to be able to see this. It's peculiar to me that we're in this posture, we're in this position. We are still being able to do some stuff. I got a couple texts. And so as it says... got a couple texts. Let me see if I can be able to read this. Now, I ain't going to say who it is, right? But O-B, right? Not O-B-I-E. O-B acronyms. So, this is, I'll be honest, Howard, now that the PLP seems to be going down this same road, the F&M went down, this whole process with the Southern Shores is a big waste of time. They given it to Miss Penn at this time. This for the Free National Movement. They given it to Miss Penn. Oh, you mean they given the victory to her? That's what you mean. I thought you mean the PLP is giving her the nomination. I'm sorry. I was trying to catch this up. Okay, so they given her the victory is essentially what you're saying at the time to Miss Penn at this point, with all this back and forth meeting after meetings. And Michael is not happy. The PLP needs to be careful on how they are treading these waters. We can talk about Michael, and we can also talk a little taste about Southern Shores before we be able to get out of here. We are made to understand that if you want to be able to leave a message, you can do that, or just hit me up with a text. You can leave a message there. I can see the messages, or you can be able to hit me up with a text, and we can just be able to have a good conversation. But let's just be clear about this. All right. So it says, also, good day, Howard. What's going on with the kids campaigning for the PLP on Majority Rule Day? I think that's self-explanatory. But if it needs further explanation, I'm more than happy to travel with you down to a path where the PLP was in power. I'm more than happy to travel with you down to a path where there was an opportunity that existed for the first government that liberated the blacks in this country. And the reenactment of that particular thing is displayed by our children now. If you want me to do that, we can do that. But let's talk. So when we left off, we were talking about... Rick Fox. I can shoot straight with you, man. I just don't understand these things. Now, I'm not one of these people who opposes his position. I really don't care. To the point whether or not he goes or he doesn't go. I think he'll get the same treatment from the Bahamian people as any other. I think you get the same treatment as we give to Michael Jordan or Jay-Z or Beyonce that comes here, that expect us to kind of fall all over them when they be able to present themselves. I think you get the same treatment when Kanye ran for the President of the United States of America. That your belief is that your fanfare is deep and wide throughout the entire country is baffling to me. I think you get the same treatment as any of these particular persons who become advocates and become and start to agitate for one thing or another from a political standpoint, and then they get shut down. I think you'll be able to see the same fate that many activists who find themselves aligning with one political organization or another will get in this country that happens in the United States of America. Most recently in America, we would have been able to see Nicki Minaj, who's supposed to be the embodiment of black liberty amongst young black girls, with her sort of conditioning and coercing to be able to be a Barbie this or Barbie that, and sat on the stoop, being able to sit with the right wings, right? Sit with the conservatives, sit with these things, and she found herself on the other side of the stoop. She found herself on the other side of the track. She found herself being rejected. She found herself in a position where 10 million people left off Twitter, her Instagram. She left social media. She was abandoned, and then she decided that if there's there any more abandonment, I'll do the abandoning. And she left social media. Let's shoot straight, man. Let's shoot straight. Don't shoot sideways or off target. Shoot straight with clarity and understanding. Every time, this is a zebra of a different stripes, a horse of a different color, a different kettle of fish entirely. When you come into politics, this ain't about who like you and how you make me feel. This ain't about that. Not principally. This is about what you have to offer. Whether or not there's sustainability for you, whether or not you have insight and vision for growth and development, expansion, opportunity, whether or not you have relationships that can be able to bring into these spaces, whether or not you have the influence among the other brothers and sisters, other members of parliament, these other politicians that can be able to cause your influence to amplify and make things happen. Ain't nobody just wants you here because you're a charming guy. Come on, man. Nobody wants you here. Listen, whether you're Clark Kent or you're Superman, Superman has a responsibility of being able to save the world. Clark Kent has a responsibility of being able to put together these stories. He had to be able to create a story to say that he knows Superman just to save his job. All two of these fellas handsome, you know. Nobody care if you handsome. Nobody care if you charming, you got the best teeth in the world and they glisten when you got to be able to put glasses on. Like, Jesus Christ, I can't even. And you smile, oh my God, hold on, wait. Nobody care about that. Nobody care about this radiance of beauty that you exude. Nobody care about that. People care about productivity. Clark Kent and Superman is the same handsome man. But all two of them had jobs, and in fact, Clark Kent, the average Joe, who wasn't saving people, jumping off the buildings and so forth and so on, he had to create and induce into the minds of people that he had a specific and a close relationship with Superman just for him to retain his job. Or else he wouldn't have had a job either. Let's be clear about this. This is about productivity. When you step into the real world, even cartoons show you that. This is about productivity. Can you be productive in the Westminster system? You hadn't even matured and matriculated through this system to understand it with depth. Can you matriculate and understand how to be able to see the Westminster system being used to the growth and development of who you are as an individual, and simultaneously being able to support and undergird the community that you represent? Is it just because your belief that these people are well off and this is an affluent area of the Bahamas and, they ain't gonna need much? It's the same $28,000. Are you going to now take this influence? And this is one of the issues that I have in this country. And this is why I got to be able to commend the government for being able to give global consultants an opportunity to be able to develop that port down the road, right? The global consultant people, an opportunity to be able to develop that port down the road. So I got to be able to commend the government for being able to develop or give opportunities to the rowdy boys in Long Island. I got to commend the government for being able to recognize they've come into this country with absolutely nothing. They've come into this country with absolutely nothing. That same charm, that smile, and certain politicians who would have been able to be gung-ho over these things like like a teen crush or something, and pull them close and then give them things. Oh yeah, but if you could work this 150,000 acres, well, we'll let you develop it. If you could do something with this, we'll let you develop it. These people had no money. But you give them collateral. You give them an asset out of our country. And there can be no expectation after they would have acquired these particular things that they can go elsewhere and shop this thing all around the world. We've seen this time and time again. Anybody could do that. Anybody could do that. Anybody could. If you can't make something happen after you would have acquired assets, you are a louse. I can't even get away, man. If you cannot, watch me, if you cannot find yourself in the position after the government of the Bahamas give you 300 acres to be able to develop this, and this, or whatever the case may be, you are a louse. If you can't find, listen, you live in the Bahamas. We don't live in Sri Lanka. We don't live in Mumbai. We don't live in these places where may have issues. We don't live in Gaza. You understand? We don't live in Israel. Not in a bad way. These are beautiful places. History is rich in these places. We live in the Bahamas. We live in a space where the world wants to come and visit us. We live where there isn't a manipulation of our shallow waters and the aquamarine that beams into the skies. This is our home. And you tell somebody you got 400 acres in the Bahamas near the ocean, boom, boom, boom. If they have money, they at least have interest. They'll hear you out. I'm doing business in the Bahamas. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you. And guys, please forgive me. I see that I'm pausing sometimes as I'm talking to you, but these are some things that we'll be getting fixed this week. So as you see me next week, we'll be able to rectify those things, but you're still getting a steady stream of audio, and so we can be able to do those things and take it like that. If you're watching me online on YouTube, the Foundation 242, you can be able to pick it up there and do it like that. Let's just shoot straight now. Let's talk, man. Let's talk and let's not pretend with this thing. Let's talk and let's talk with clarity. Okay? If you live in the Bahamas and you have access to these particular things free and clear, with no affiliation, no bank ownership, no this and no nothing, you can get almost anything that you want once you can be able to shop it properly. And if you don't know how to shop it properly, there are enough people locally who wish to partner with you, present a proper plan, and being able to present this to the world. There are enough people that can do this. And you're sitting in this position doing what? Let's shoot straight, man. I've been very disappointed over the years to see the government just being able to give these people opportunities, and after we've given them the opportunity, being able to do that. And I am wondering whether or not this is what was happening with the Concord Group. Can I say that? Is it okay? Been looking at that. We've looked and recognized over the years, and I think that this is one of the issues that I have had. But I know that this is one of the issues that I've had, if only from the perception purposes, of the acquisition of hundreds or 100 acres of our property to Sarkis's Meridian before anything came up. Because of his affiliation, because of his relationship, because we're believing that he has the financial backing to be able to get these things done. His name has taken him to certain places. But his application in that particular stead shows you that he was qualified and capable and understanding how to do these things on this major level. This is a major level. This is major. Now, as time progressed, he found himself victorious. But I think we could have spared some heartache, because anyone could have done that. And the same opportunity that the government of the Bahamas can be able to give to the people of the Bahamas. If you give Howard Grant 10, 15 acres of property in Nassau right now, 15, you ain't got to give me 100. You give Howard Grant 15 acres of property in Nassau, anywhere near the outskirts of Nassau, I guarantee you I could bring a major person here. A major outlet. A major outlet. I don't have to be a big boy for this. I don't have to be one of the big dogs who are making all these millions and millions of dollars. This is not difficult. You can get to people. You figure it out. You figure it. I promise you, you figure it out. This ain't difficult. People have been doing it from the beginning of time. But I don't have that asset to be able to present to people. The government of the Bahamas historically has been giving opportunities to persons externally and not being able to afford the exact same thing here. This is why I must commend the PLP. Because even though it's apparently incremental, there is significant business on a large scale that blacks are doing now, that locals are doing now. And I don't just want to be able to amplify blacks, because I got some Conky Joe friends that say that Howard poor is poor. I listened to the fella the other day. He say, poor has no color. I don't know what the guy named, he's the big white guy. Listen to him. He say poor has no color. He say when you're eating cornflakes with cream in a Cool Whip bowl stained with spaghetti sauce, does it really matter what color you are? And I laughed. I laughed and I thought about it. And I remembered my Conky Joe friends that says to me, Howard, we've been through tribulation also. So I don't want to be able to kind of minimize your struggle and tribulation that you would have gone through and amplify the concept and idea of being able to solely associate with the blacks. But I need to say this to you. I need to say this with clarity and make you to understand something. Let's just talk with clarity now. This ain't got nothing to do with those things. Let's be clear in our position. If we were afforded opportunities, those of us who are thinkers, those of us who are dreamers, those of us who are believers, if we are afforded an opportunity in any capacity, we will make it work. We don't have this kind of a chief and Indian concept that we seek to be able to be superior. We want to get out of poverty. And we've been dreaming about this. We will make it work. Historically, we have not seen that from governments. We've seen the Free National Movement gravitate relentlessly to foreign direct interest. We've seen the PLP take on this kind of a prospect that they give the morsels of things to the people, to the Bahamian people over the course of former administrations. But now, this is impressive. And I admire the fact that you're willing to take the flak. Because who knows what this could be, but you're willing to take the chance. This is admiration. This is a wonderful thing. When it comes to the rowdy boys, when it comes to the global consultants who is being able to do the development for Meguana. I know that persons are indifferent with these particular things, but it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity, and I'm grateful for that. And so when we look at these things, we're not just simply providing an opportunity, back to Rick Fox, we're not providing him an opportunity just to be able to show, that's not what it is. Okay, we are guaranteed, we're sure that he has relationships. We're sure that he has relationships. But he's doing the exact same thing with those relationships that Sarkis Meridian done. Come on, man, y'all need to stop. Rick Fox can't go to people and say, just give me $200 million and we're going to make something happen. Business people ain't gonna just do that. Business people ain't gonna do that. In fact, he need to have a proposal together right now when he going to ask for money for his campaign. For whatever campaign that he has. Listen to me, whatever opportunity he has, if he's going to the Free National Movement, hypothetically, if he's going to the Free National Movement and he decided to be able to slide Shannon on Cartwright, don't give him the nomination, give Rick Fox the nomination, because Rick Fox had to say to them, I will be able to fund my own organization. Rick Fox had to say to them, I should be able to pull $7 million to be able to fund my campaign, and I will win the constituency of St. James. Rick Fox had to say that I don't have to take no money from the Free National Movement at all. I can do this. And you had to believe that he can do this. But Rick Fox have to be able to carry a piece of paper to say that I'm nominated for a major political organization who have won X amount of over the past 20 to 30 years, this organization has won this many times, and the rhythm in the country has been from one organization to another, from one organization to another. They are poised now to be able to move towards victory, and they're going to give me a nomination in the city and the constituency of St. James. They're also going to be able to make me the Minister of Tourism, and as I become the Minister of Tourism, he has to do this to get any damn money. He have to do that. I don't care what you say. Not a white man, green man, pink man. I don't care if he's an Arab or he is a Caucasian. It don't matter. Nobody giving him no money without understanding where's the rate, the ROI. What's the return on my investment? Nobody. Everybody know the 10 year. The 10 year is going to be 5 years. Nobody going to give him a damn dime without understanding what the return on my investment is. He got to go to them with a plan. With a plan. He got to go to them with a plan. This is the plan. We've already had conversations. They say to me, after victory, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. I will be the Minister of Tourism. I will do this and I'll do that. In that strategic position as a part of the Cabinet of the Bahamas and the Minister of Tourism, I could afford an opportunity for you to get this, this, and this, and we'll give you this. He have to do that. He have to do that if he can't get money. If he can't get money. Skid Row. Skid Row. Thank you. I read the thing right now. Skid Row. And I should know that, you know. One of my favorite, well, it's a movie, but it's really a play, like a theatrical thing, was Little Shop of Horror, if you ever watched it. If you haven't watched it, it's weird, but it is an amazing thing. On Skid Row, on Skid Row. I should have remembered that. I should have remembered that, right? Little shop of horror. I'm just reading the text. Thank you very much. And let's be clear about this. See, y'all don't think about business like me. And I don't mean specific, I mean generally. I'm not talking to a specific person. I don't know who I'm talking to. But I'm saying to you, you need to think about business from a wide perspective. You cannot look at our local business and believe it's the exact same thing that's happening in other jurisdictions. Okay? You know that you need money. There's no campaign finance reform from this administration. There's no campaign finance reform for these particular things. If you want to win, you need to be able to come up with your money to make sure that you can fund your campaign, to make sure that you can get everything taken care of. Because you are in an affluent area in the constituency of St. James, you may not necessarily need all this money, but you need to be able to present a polished campaign. You need to be able to present, as superficial as this seems, you need to be able to present yourself progressive in these particular concepts and ideas. By being able to get a bus, to wrap your bus, to drive around the constituency, to put an office in your bus, to do these things, you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to have enough money if you're thinking, and you're a thinking person, to be able to create an app to register people. And as you register those particular persons, to be able to contrast their name to the registry, to be able to identify those things. You need to create these particular concepts. You don't have much time. You got to get these done. You got to get the traditional concepts in the constituency also. You got to get your shirt. You got to get your paraphernalia. You got to get all these particular things to show that you're strong in these particular capacities. You got to get that. You got to get your team together. You got to get money to be able to open up your headquarters. You got to be able to have a party. You got to be able to bring some people. You got to be able to get pay for your jingle to be taken care of. You got to be able to do these things. Cost money. If you're going to polish it and make it look good, everything that I said to you just now is going to run you into about $150,000. If you're on high end, $200,000. On high end. Everything that I said to you. You get your T-shirts. The constituency retains about 6,000 people. You get 3,500 shirts. You get all the mix of shirts. You buy a media team. The media team is now going to be able to polish your stuff and put it out to the forefront. You take your pictures. You take your snaps. You take your shots. You put everything out. You start to do that. You get your team. You divide your team up. You identify the polling divisions. You look from a historic standpoint of what polling division was what, where the strength is, and how to be able to do that. You look for a general. The general needs some money to be able to touch some people. Listen, this is what campaign is. I could do this with my eyes closed. This is what campaign is. You touch those things, you create the ground game, the infrastructural game to make sure everybody is taken care of. Now you have to be able to create a language, a sound, that persons could be able to identify you for a particular thing. You go on to various radio stations, you go on radio talk shows, you do these things, you do that, you do the next thing. You be able to put yourself out there. You write a couple of articles, you put it in the newspaper, you do these, you do all those things. You have a couple birthday parties, you do this, you do that. You talk to some people, you touch some people, you carry the cameras with you. This is not going to be a cheap thing. This is not going to be cheap. It's not going to be cheap. Now, if you are a cheapskate, then that's a different story. But this is not going to be cheap. And so I got to be able to let you know with clarity, with understanding, with strength, with determination. You have to be able to look at these things. But I don't think you should be able to reject your own, who has longevity. And the only reason that I believe that any of this thing would come up with you being able to be play coy, right? As it relates to Shannon Cartwright and his position, is because there exists a threat there. And no one wants to talk about that. No one's out to have that conversation. But Shannon is the best prospect for the Free National Movement right now, with everything in the position that it is. As we look at the men and women that exist in the Free National Movement in the House of Assembly right now, not the upper room, not the upper house, the lower house. Let's go with lower house, because I can't even remember all the senators. But let's go lower house, okay? When you look at Kwesi, when you look at Michael Pintard, when you look at well, Minnesota ain't even there no more. Jesus, y'all didn't kick Minnesota out. When you look at Adrian Gibson, let me write these names down so I don't remember them. So let's look at that. Gibson, White, Pintard, Thompson, Cartwright. Who else in there? That's it, right? That's it. That's it for the Free National Movement. Yeah, that's it for the Free National Movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if we look at these men, if we look at Adrian Gibson, if we look at Adrian White, if we look at Michael Pintar, we look at Shannon Cartwright, if we look at Kwesi Thompson, the strongest prospect for these men that present right now. I'm not talking about the potential for the Free National Movement. I'm not talking about the deep bench that exists in there. I'm talking about the potential that exists right now in this space with these men that's presenting in the House of Assembly. Shannon Cartwright is the strongest person. He is. Shannon Cartwright is the strongest person with a prospect of being able to pull in youth, of give good articulation, of being able to be impassioned, of being able to project a vision. Shannon Cartwright is the strongest member out of the men presented to be able to give me that. Adrian Gibson is stained and continuing to be able to squash that stain to be able to present his robe white and clean once again. Adrian White has is socially polarizing at this point, at this juncture, and is an acquired taste at this point. Michael Pintard is shaping himself to be a jack of all trades, right? From a political standpoint, that I can do anyone's job in these particular stead. But he's a master of none. Yeah, that's how what he's shaping himself up to be, is the jack of all trade, but a master of none. He hasn't mastered his position. He has not mastered his position. And he needs to fix that. Kwesi Thompson is a chameleon, a shapeshifter at best, but being able to move from issue, from individual, from this and that, just to be able to conform. And this is a survival technique that he has for the survivability of his profession, of his legacy, of his position, but there's no productivity that comes out of him. And Shannon Cartwright is a patient opportunist. Yeah. He's patient, calculated, strategic, but his overarching objective is for Shannon Cartwright. And despite all of this, as a result of his strategic patience in this particular position, he's shown himself to be a worker. He's shown himself to be knowledgeable, articulate, insightful, passionate, sometimes impulsive, but that doesn't necessarily always bode negatively. Sometimes you get that to be able to bode well. Shannon Cartwright is the best prospect right now for the Free National Movement. He's the best prospect right now for the Free National Movement. And for them to be able to reject him, for them to be able to look past him. Somebody texting me right now. Oh yeah, Iram left too. Iram left, 5 minutes left. So Shannon Cartwright was at the PLB headquarters for his stepdad's memorial service. Perry Christie spoke and said that he and the PM know that Cartwright has cross-party appeal. That was big. You stay right there listening to Perry Christie. Perry Christie got Loretta right now in the position that she in. Yeah, Perry Christie is one of the biggest charmers in this country. He know how to make you feel good, you know. Oh my God, I can't believe Christie said that about me. Oh God. I should give this consideration. From Christie open his mouth and tell you that people in the FNM starting the right thing. Hold on, watch out. You know, watch this boy moves now. And this is what it is. This is what it is. You stay right there listening to Perry Christie. Perry Christie got Loretta. And I don't even know why you're over there. I don't know why you're over there. You're supposed to be over here with us. So your grandfather was here with us. He said, this is where, yeah? Yeah? Listen, don't let him gas you up. Don't let him gas you up. That's what he's doing. Perry Christie's gonna tell you he's one of my favorite, right? Say big your head right up, he tell you all kind of things, right? Somebody text you to Chris. Well, you know what? Actually, yeah, you let Perry Christie tell you anything. But Shannon is and this isn't the first time that we heard him flirting with the opposition or with those that oppose him, the government. This isn't the first time that we heard him with this kind of a flirtatious giggle. Huh? As men, we know when gals like us, you know. Let me tell you, I know. I know the PLP like me. I know they like me. Yeah, the PLP like me. I know that. I ain't fool. I know the FNM can't stand me. But you know who people who gravitate towards you, who interested in you, who can say some things about you, who can be, you know. Don't play fool. We know. When people treat you different, when people just call you out of the blue, hey man, what's up? How you doing? You all right? Was thinking about you, man. Ain't nothing. Just let you know that if everything is good. I know I get that from so many PLPs. They don't say nothing to me about nothing. And I like this, you know. Can I say this to you? They don't say nothing to me about nothing. Nothing. They don't say to me, man, Howard, man, would you never consider? They say, no. They don't put the suggestion to me at all. But if I start to say something, well, you know, what I say, I can see their ears. You ever see the dog ears go up like that? I can see their ears going up. Let me see what on his mind now. These fellas good, man. The PLP is good. In terms of being able to wait you out. The PLP give you presentations. And they show you why they believe that you are best suited in this particular capacity. And then you start doubting what you knew before. And you say, yeah, you know what? These guys ain't half bad. Why did I ever even... This is where you are. This is where you are. I see that, man. And as I look at these particular things, I believe that the Free National Movement, this is self-sabotage. You know, I woke up with this sort of an idea of the Free National Movement and said to myself, I said, Lord, everything that the PLP articulated and pronounced and decreed and declared that is the PLP, everything that the FNM had pronounced, decreed and declared that was the PLP, that they are nothing but thieves, they are nothing but liars, they don't know how to do this, these are the worst people in the world, they are corrupt. This is an overwhelming example, just from perception, not being able to point fingers to anyone, just from social perception. This represents an overwhelming example of what we're seeing now form as the smoke dissipates to be the Free National Movement. Everything that you said is the FNM. You have become your worst nightmare. You have become your own worst enemy. The Free National Movement has done that. We've done that. You are a proverbial political ostrich with your head in the sand and your behind in the air. That's how you're going to get screwed. You have neglected to acknowledge that what you have said about the organization, the PLP in the past, that this is what you are becoming. Now, you don't have to be this, but this is what you are becoming. And only because hindsight is 20/20, I am so happy that I never served with y'all, because I can't stand to feel like a hypocrite. I cannot stand. I can't sleep at night knowing that I did something or said something that I should not have. I cannot stand to feel like a liar. I cannot stand to be in an environment where I'm watching everyone shift. And what existed here before is an illusion. It no longer exists here. I cannot stand being around and questioning whether or not I should say something or do something that is apparently taboo at this time, but was accepted prior. That's why I left Guardian. Well, you say they fired me. You say they fired me. But I'm smart enough to know what to say. I break down every one of these people's name and strategically told you things that I could be able to elaborate on and tell you why I said what I said. But I still don't feel like I did any insulting of these particular persons. So when I call Gibson, when I call White, when I call Pintard, when I call Thompson, when I call Shannon Cartwright, I gave you a description and still did not give you the elaboration of how I truly see these particular men or what's being said about these men socially. I still kept my decorum. I'm telling you, I know how to this is you listen to me long enough. I know how to be able to manipulate my words. I know how to use these frequencies. I know how to use the up and down and the rhythm in my voice. I know how to do this, baby. This is what I just do. I just do this, not casually. This is what I just do professionally. You think I don't know what to say on Guardian Radio? You think I don't know what to say in other spaces? You think I'm stupid? No, but what existed to be a truth and the seekers of the truth prior had modified to be able to take on a position and retain this position of just acceptance. And I can't do that. I can't do that. So I stuck to my guns. And I stepped aside. It was a swift kick, but I stepped aside. And I did the right thing because God is good. And I say that to you, and I want you to be able to understand something, that the Free National Movement has in 2016, 17, 18, they've disappointed me. In 2019, 20, 21, I had no expectation of the organization. In 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, the organization has done a 180 and gone in the opposite direction. From, as I observe, has gone in the opposite direction from the forward-thinking, futuristic outlook that they've had in the past. Can I say that? And this example, with not being able to cling to your man, yeah, there's no two ways about it. If we play in and I get next pick, I know who my team is. You have to wait for somebody to be able to, no, my boy coming on the bus. No, man, we choosing these fellas who been here with us, who play 21 with us, who was jamming with us the entire time. This is the choice that we're making. When the fella come here, who catching a bus from wherever the hell he coming from to come here like he's a savior unto us, let him choose his own team. And if he ever get on the court with that team, then he can be able to play big boy sports. That's what's happening here. You want to hold up the whole production for what? You got to do better than this. You got to do better than this. I tired of preaching to the Free National Movement. I know you won't cuss me. I know you'll just be cussing me and grinding your teeth. And just won't be able to spit tobacco down on my eye. Shut up. But I have a job just like you. And if yours is to relentlessly advocate for a shape-shifting organization, then you do that. Mine is to continue to agitate for a country that has allowed convictions to be lulled asleep. Mine is to be able to agitate for a country that has allowed political organizations to be able to tell them one lie after another. Mine is the responsibility of ensuring that I speak to tap and trouble the waters of your strength through nostalgia, through acclamations, through proclamations, to make you to understand. This is who we are. And before we leave from this place, let's try to do something better. Let's try. What's the worst that could happen? You fail. Well, if you fail, you start off the same place that you end up the same place you start off with nothing, eh? And you retain the experience and be able to do it again. What you scared of? Try. The worst that could happen is no. Defeat. Not death, defeat. And you still get an opportunity to try again. I want to encourage Shannon Cartwright. I want to encourage Jamal Moss. I want to encourage all those persons in the organization, the Free National Movement, that are sitting with bated breath to find out whether or not you will be named in one constituency or another. I want to be able to encourage even Michaela Barnett, who there are murmurs indicating that she wishes to be able to take on the constituency of St. James. This is her name, murmurs. She's been ratified for the constituency of Kalani. I mean, she is flexing her muscles if there's any truth to this. Because it was a fight to get in the constituency of Kalani in the first place, after Lincoln Deal would have been working that constituency forever. He had more, then people all soused out in that constituency. Every week he bring in chicken sauce and hot dog and this and that and stem and walking and doing this and that. He trying hard. But I see with Bishop Blaise Boyd, because you're all well connected, y'all could supersede certain process. I ain't playing with you, eh? Let's be decent. Let's be decent. And this is where we are. And so we understand that if she's going there and she's decided to take on these particular things, woo, then are they going to put Shannon on in Kalani? We don't know. Let's take a break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
Taking Bahamian music to the world.
This DJ
Sampler. Hit that subscribe button like a goatskin drum.
Hello, Ricky, it's Johnny Gate. It's Johnny Gate, man. Listen, don't believe they're trying to keep us locked down. They want us go outside the kill man, so just break it straight, man. That's sweet music. You know why they go there. You know when they go there, it's kill man. Watch this. When the music plays, I'm the first one to dance. Sexy gal gon' whine on me while I rum in my hand. Reggae spread so sweet, don't think you understand. I go in to mash up the every time I go by the farm. I always get catch, drinking till I lose and I wet. Nobody gon' watch me if I can't bad and I sweat. On your market set, drunk but I ain't missing a step. Man, if you ain't feel the vibe, then stay over there by yourself. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. When Reagan's great returns, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. Get him, Ricky! Just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that red. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake. I say, just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that red. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake. I say, just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that red. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake. When the music plays, I'm the first one to dance.
Yo, bust
Down
it,
at
bass
the
sampler,
Reagan,
bust
with
it.
some blue
My
marlins in
lord.
my hands. Reggae step so sweet, don't think you understand. Man, wanging on woman, woman, wanging back on a man. I always get catch, drinking till I lose and I wet. Nobody gon' watch me if I can't bad and I sweat. On your market set, drunk but I ain't missing a step. Man, if you ain't feel a vibe, then stay over there by yourself. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. When Reagan's great return, I can dance, I can sing, I can wave my flag. When Reagan's great return, I can drink all the rum, I can get on by. Get him, Ricky! Just give me the Reagan's great. Beat that drum and scrape that red. I get scrapped inside Long Bay. I like to fish with Johnny Cake. I say, 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 like to fish with Johnny Cake.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm waiting for the sun. Lost track of the days, man. Look at this, ain't no fun. Cell phone in my left hand, TV on my right. My mouth extra dry 'cause there ain't no rum inside. Longing for the days when I was wild and free. Out to everything was lit, not a care or worry. Now it's like I've joined the
Yo,
clan of
bust it, bass
HMP.
sampler,
But
bust
I
it.
ain't
My
commit no
lord.
crime, so please set me free. Loose me, let me go. I don't want the inside no more. Loose me, let me go. This is killing me, that's for sure. So let me out, let me out, let me out, yeah, let me out. Loose me, let me go. I don't want the inside no more.
The Bahamian music ambassador, DJ Sampler.
Yo, bust it, bass sampler, bust it. My lord.
It's 3 a.m. and I'm waiting for the sun. Lost track of the days, man. Look at this, ain't no fun. Cell phone in my left hand, TV on my right. My mouth extra dry 'cause there ain't no rum inside. Longing for the days when I was wild and free. Out to everything was lit, not a care or worry. Now it's like I've joined the clan of HMP. But I ain't commit no crime, so please set me free. Loose me, let me
Bust it, bass sampler. Bust it. Mothers.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Foundation with Howard Grant, jamming with you on this beautiful Friday evening. Warm and easy selector. Bim! I just want to be able to do that with you. It is a grateful, well, I'm grateful, and it's a gorgeous time that we're having out here. We could use some rain. Thank God we got a little rain over the past few days. But more specifically, we get a little chill to come with it. Listen to me, I was a little chilly this morning. Had a conversation with one of my friends from one of my good guys out of West Palm yesterday. He says that he said yesterday I spoke with him. He said that it was supposed to be 39 degrees this morning. What? I saw another one of my friends coming out of Atlanta yesterday on his Facebook thing. Says 29 degrees. What? No, but all that. I wanted to be a little chilly, so I could put on my little sweater and feel nice. I won't feel toasty. Feel cozy. I like that. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't no 29 degrees. What? No way. The devil is a liar. Let's be able to do those things. Guys, grateful to be in your company. Always grateful to be able to jam with you like this and being able to talk about these things. There's a couple texts that came through to me. I won't be able to read a couple of these things and get a little conversation out of it. And so this is a text that came to me today. Well, no, I think one came just as I came off Shanique's show the other day. I didn't get a chance to be able to read it. So it says, break this down for me, Howard. Wells in the race solely to get at Sands. We're talking about Bamboo Town, right? And then he says that Roll should get in from there and been working there. I don't know where Bowleg going. Right? Let's be clear about the names that we know, okay? In the constituency of Bamboo Town, the names that we would have heard is Dr. Dwayne Sands for the Free National Movement, Patricia DeVoe, in her particular capacity as Speaker of the House of Assembly. The party has not spoke with clarity to indicate whether or not they're going to go with her or not. But the party has an affection, an affinity for loyalists, and they like to be able to, they feel obligated to ensure that they always provide opportunities to those persons who've been loyal to them and to the organization over the years. There's one thing I must commend the PLP for. The PLP does its best to negotiate, to ensure that you're in a comfortable position because of the loyalty that you paid to the organization over the course of time. Now, this may not necessarily be in all instances, but this is what we know. The PLP's modus operandi. This is the way that they operate. Okay? They may not necessarily give you this, because they got that. They then make a determination of what we can do with this. They then got that. They may not give you this, but they can sit down with you and say, well, listen, I know you want water. I can't give you this kind of a cup and the image of those things. I know there's a level of prestige to it. Now, this is good. You still get to drink. It may not necessarily have the look, but this is going to be in a different location. And this can still be able to quench your thirst. And we can make sure that if anything ever happened, if you fall from this particular capacity, you could still be able to bounce and you got your water. You ain't gonna break. In politics, when you fall, you break and nothing can be able to retain in you anymore. Don't worry about that. We can move you. We'll make you ambassador. We'll make you a a senator and give you this point. We'll give you this board appointment. We'll make you a commissioner here. We'll do this, we'll do that, whatever we have to do. The PLP normally, historically, looked out for its people. The Free National Movement has not done that. Not under Ingram. Well, Cecil didn't have an opportunity to be able to strategically put persons in place, not like that. But the Free National Movement has not proven itself to be an organization that takes care of its loyalists. Hold on now, this is deep what I'm telling you. The Free National Movement does not take care of the loyalists within the organization. Those loyalists had to be able to transfer their commitment to the organization and being able to transfer it directly to Hubert Ingram for them to be able to get, hold on now. Yeah, because you had to be able to transition from a loyalist to the Free National Movement to an Ingramite for you to be able to be recognized on this list. Jesus. Y'all will never talk to me. The FNM will never take care of its people. You didn't have to go and kiss Perry Christie behind for you to be able to know that you've been in this party a long time and they owe you an opportunity in the PLP. You didn't have to be a relentlessly committed to Perry Christie for you to be able to get an opportunity in this party. In fact, that ain't always help you. Some divisions you get in, they tell you right now off the top, right, I don't care who send you. Call Perry and tell him I say. That's what happens in the organization sometimes. But the organization continues to yield and provide opportunities to those people that support it, that they are loyalists in the PLP. That doesn't happen in the Free National Movement. That doesn't happen. So we believe that Patricia will get an opportunity in that particular capacity if she really wants to go. Now, I'll say something here that I haven't said on Shanique's show or any other space. We have been hearing the murmurings of health concern with Patricia DeVoe in her particular capacity. We've been hearing men and women, and we don't know if this is true. We don't know because we didn't hear it from an official standpoint, but we heard it from mouths and individuals that are trusted in the organization, right? High-ranking individuals that are trusted in the organization who's indicated that there is potentially some health issues. We know that even as she spoke the other day, she said, even if I'm not here, if I'm sick with a cold, just make sure I say that. But persons have saying to me that, and the information that we received, that it may be a little bit more than that. Okay? Let's just be clear about this. We don't know her position. I don't know her position, rather. And I don't know what she would do from what she wouldn't do. But if she's saying that she's going forward, the PLP has to be able to come within themselves. And if they don't give it to her, rest assured, for the loyalty that she has to that organization, they will take care of her elsewhere. And that's what I like about the PLP. That's what I like about the PLP. I can be honest with you. Sidebar real quick. One of the most, I don't know, it gives me this sort of this feeling. Every time I hear and see one of my old, you know what I mean? Like these stars that you used to like long when you were young and you didn't see them for such a long time. And then they show up on somebody's show and they do something, some sort of a remake something. They get an opportunity to be able to do like verses or something like that. These people from pop culture and the people that you would have grown up with in the 80s and the 90s and so forth and so on that you haven't seen. And you say, oh my God, I ain't seen this person in so long. It gives me such a warm feeling to know that these people get a job. Because as I grow and mature as a man, money is such an important thing. I find myself exhaling sometime and saying things like, oh, I need some money. As I grow up, as I grow and mature as a man. And then I have to consciously say, God, forgive me. I mean, I don't want to continue to be able to articulate but I'm thinking about money all the time. I'm thinking about what I need to take care of my family. I'm thinking about what I need to be able to make a next step in my life. And so when I see these fellas get a job, I'm so happy for them. I'm not a damn camel. Hello? I don't have two stomachs. I don't have a stomach reservoir. None of my babies have stomach reservoir. I cannot relentlessly support the Free National Movement or the PLP or any organization, and when you get out, I gotta sit out here and just eat shepherd needle for 5 years until we get back in. And who knows if you can give me another opportunity? Who knows if I can live? I'm not a damn camel. People have turned to camels in this country. They've turned to camels in this country. They now have to put themselves in the posture. You have to put yourself out to pasture. You have to mummify yourself. Put yourself in the sarcophagus for 5 years. Go into deep hibernation and then return. Hopefully you're adept, you are prepared, you are qualified, that you still have your skill set, you still have all your faculties about you, and you could be able to make money. But you then probably lose your wife, you lose your children, you lose everything in that 5-year period. And so I say all that to say to you, I'm always grateful to an organization who understands the importance of being able to eat. There are churches out here, there are political organizations out here, there are individuals out here, there are so many spaces out here that expect you to be able to give of your labor, and they don't expect to compensate you. I asked the fella to do something at the church, and I said, well, how much you can pay me for this? He said, well, I don't know, let me go ask. He asked the body, and the body say, and the head say, well, Howard can't do this for free. What the Jesus? You just pay them white boys and anybody who come from the foreign aspect, anybody externally to do these things, you just pay them top dollar, pay for their hotel room, pay for this, pay for that. But when Howard do it, you didn't even know I do this, never open up my mouth. And when I open up my mouth, do it and do it professionally, you are blown away and believe that this is my service to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ know where my service is. Unless you do for these, you do for me. You think I'm about to do this free for you? No, buddy. I got children to take care of. My truck is take almost $130 gas to full. I got to get that tune up. I need new tires. I need to fix that right now. You think I got time to be doing anything free? I don't ask nobody to do nothing free for me. Now listen, delayed is not deny. I may not pay you right off the front. I see the fella called me 50% man. I said, don't call me that. I don't like that. Because there's fellas out there who ain't never do nothing, 100% of nothing for you. So behave yourself. No, Howard, I don't mean it. I say, hey, I ain't fighting you. There's fellas out here who bullskate your guts out and do 100% of nothing for you. You know when I give you 50%, the next 50 coming. Eventually, it'll be there. Just be patient. Money don't spoil. Amen? I always like to see the PLP take care of their people. Always like the PLP to say, look, yeah, we can give you this, this, and this, or we can put you in this position. You have to negotiate for that, but you can get it. Oh, the F&M. If Jamal Morse didn't go negotiate for this, he was screwed. If Lincoln Deal didn't go negotiate for his particular position, he was screwed. If Heather Hunt didn't have to go between a liaison to be able to speak for her, she was screwed. If Boodle didn't get a position to be able to ensure that she could be able to transcend some of these particular things, she was screwed. If Philippa and Dingham didn't get his things, she was screwed. Hello. Cassius took another avenue. He didn't advocate and agitate for anything for himself. He just started cussing everybody out, and so he screwed himself. But you have to be able to agitate for yourself, and the F&M don't normally accommodate you. They leave you. They let you go float out into the community and start cussing and carrying on. The PLP said, now, hold on, before you start cussing and carrying on, come talk with us. We can take care of you like this, this, and this. Is that good? But what else you need? All right, we can do this, this, and this. Is that good? All right. Boom. That's your NDA right there, your non-disclosure agreement. You shake on that, you sign on that, and you done. The PLP. The F&M leave you and say, well, you know, we're not concerned. We're finished with that. We're finished with that. Desmond Bannister, we're finished with that. Who else? Renwood Bells, we're finished with that. At one point, Andre Wallens, we finished with that. Now he looked like he returned to a different regime. Loretta Butler Turner, we're finished with that. This is the Free National Movement. They treat you like tissue, and this ain't even the good tissue. This ain't shamans. This that one-ply thin tissue that you got to wrap around your hand 17 times, or is your hand dirty? Talk to me. That's how they treat you. Discard you. So I believe that there's a level of vengeance and a desire to be able to prove yourself right. Bamboo Town has been the isolated area for that for a very long time. Bamboo Town has been the area that in 2012 that has been a hotly contested seat. Bamboo Town, and in 2017 and in 2012 were again hotly contested because Renwood Wells, who was of great interest to the country, we would have watched him with the LOI incident with the PLP and how that was going to work out. I think he would have still been in a good position, but he decided to be able to do other things. He negotiated and he got in a good position. And as a result of that, he was able to win twice, so that was a hotly contested seat. Now, I don't believe that Renwood can win that constituency. I don't believe he can. I don't believe he can. I don't believe he can. I also don't believe that Dwayne Sands will win that constituency. I don't believe that he will. And as a result of both Dwayne Sands and Renwood Wells being able to pull against the opposition, this is what I believe revived Patricia in a particular capacity. And whether or not these rumors of her not necessarily being at 100% is true, this gave her another jolt in her back. And she say, "Oh, I could take on these fellas. I could take them out." I believe that's what happened. Okay, so when we look at that, and we can take some more time, guys. I'm working on something so you can be able to hear me from a national perspective and a national position. I'm working on something. So you can be able to hear me outside of my radio station being able to be on. This is political time, and I want to be able to speak to everyone the same time. So we're working on those particular things. And when we do get that, I will dissect each one of the constituencies. There's going to be political talking points. It's going to be political view, political thoughts, political conversation in the midst of an election year. We're going to give consideration to these particular things. We're going to talk about how the budget ties in. We're going to talk about the Boundaries Commission. We're going to talk about each one of the constituencies and the makeup of those constituencies, pairing that with the right type of leadership that's coming out of both the PLP and the Free National Movement. We're going to talk about third-party organizations and how those organizations be able to play a part in who we are as a people. We're going to talk about those things, all right? I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for being able to tune in with us today. It is a beautiful day. It is. It's a nice chilly day, not too cold. This evening should be a little bit cool. Take your little sweet thing in the can out. Don't let her put on a little. No, she got to put on a sundress, eh? I don't know. Some kind of how you have to be able to rub a leg or rub her shoulder or something like that. Yeah, she a little sweet thing. So you can figure out somewhere to take her, make sure that she's feeling good, smelling good, right? Yeah, don't carry the woman out. Yeah, let her take a nice little shower, clean up, and feel refreshed. Yeah, somebody come and tell me, you know what I like? I like to buy those bath and body work things for my wife. Don't lie. When I take it fresh, I just take a little squeeze of that too. Sometimes. Hey, you feel fresh and clean. Don't fight me. You feel fresh and clean. Yeah. Let the seduction begin. This is the thought pattern I have. Yeah, so make sure you take her out to the movie. Take her out. My wife and I, we went to Island House last year sometime. Was it? Yeah, last year sometime. At the end of last year, maybe right after our anniversary, right? We celebrated. We went there to Island House, the restaurant there. It was superb service. We had a great time. We truly, truly enjoyed ourselves. And it was a beautiful environment. It was quiet. We went early. And we wanted to watch a movie, but they didn't have any movies that we wanted to enjoy. So Island House is there. Atlantis is there. Bahama is there. The Jazz Club. We hadn't gone to the Jazz Club just yet. There's great places, man, for you to be able to enjoy. You don't have to hear gunshots everywhere in Nassau. Right? Everybody has this kind of a stigma associated. Child, you go to Nassau? Jesus, wear your bulletproof vest. No, that's the Nassau that's projected. That's not the Nassau that we live. That's not the experience that we have here. And so it's a beautiful thing. Make sure you take your woman out. My own probably wants some conch salad. I don't know. If she wants conch salad, we can get that. We can get that, right? And see which one. Guys, I'm going to see you on Monday, God's Prayer Life. We're going to get deeper into this politics things. I'm hoping I can have some things that I can give you and deliver to you and say this is where we're going to be and how these things going to happen, because I think that there is an appetite for some things to be able to happen in the country at this point. All right, so we can make some things happen. I want to thank you so very kindly for being able to tune in with us. We're going to see you, God's Prayer Life, on Monday right here on The Foundation. Have a great day, guys.
I have a dream where the powerful and the powerless will sit at the same table, where the haves will see the have-nots, not as burdens, but as brothers, where class will not divide us, but conviction will unite us. I have a dream that the oligarchs will remember we must all eat, that the brown-faced neo-colonialists will remember who they are and whose they are. I have a dream that fraternities will build beyond internal architecture into a national bond, that the walls of design will give way to the bridges of brotherhood, not a fraternity of symbol, but a brotherhood of substance. I have a dream that we remain focused, that we stay in our conviction and remain fearless, that we double down, fortified, to return this